Hi, I'm Sophia Nemec, and this is my biology role model. My role model is Dr. Daniel T. Blumstein. Blumstein's interest was sparked as an undergraduate when he enrolled in an animal behavior class. The idea that he could be paid to study animal behavior inspired his work. Some of the schooling includes he has 2 undergraduates in environmental population and organismic biology and in environmental conservation. He has a master's and PhD in animal behavior, and he also completed several postdoctoral fellowships. Some of his obstacles in his work reflect that significant and urgent environmental problems facing humanity, bridging the gap between different scientific fields, and interdisciplinary projects involving biology, medicine, and security. Some of his hobbies include surfing, spending time at the beach, mountain biking, cooking, hosting dinner parties, and backcountry skiing. Why I admired Dr. Blumstein. Dr. Blumstein published an article in Science magazine titled Skiing for Science, where he mentioned that he would be skiing to the field site to learn about marmot survival after a heavy snowfall. I think that is so cool and fun since I absolutely love to ski and would love to combine skiing with my work as well. I don't find a lot of scientists who ski, especially for research purposes, so that's how I identify with my scientist. Questions. Blumstein is in the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology at UCLA, where he is an ethologist and conservation biologist. Questions he was focused on about the yellow-bellied marmots at the Rocky Mountain Biological Laboratory include how and why do marmots produce alarm calls? How do changes in the environment, such as shorter winters, affect the growth rate, population dynamics, and behavior of marmots? I did my primary paper on the article, Does Rainfall or Temperature Influence Anti-Predator Vigilance in a Hibernating Mammal? The summary was higher rainfall in the week before was associated with increased anti-predator vigilance, suggesting that there was more food resources, allowing for greater investment in predator defense while foraging. In the figure, you can see that snowmelt date and temperature did not significantly influence the proportion of time the marmots spent vigilant, but the bottom left of the total rainfall within 70 days shows the potential impact of changing rainfall patterns driven by climate change on the risk assessment and time allocation of hibernating mammals. In the article, they also mention how the result is more supported by the supplementary analysis that include rainfall within 15 and 30 days, which had results that lined up with their primary model. From the study, we can infer that yellow-bellied marmots may benefit from seasons with increased rainfall because they are able to be more cautious while foraging. The question from the figure is asking if snowfall temperature or the total rainfall within a week showed an observation that explains significant variation in time allocated to vigilance. Technique and methods were long-term observational data, focal animal sampling, and statistical modeling. Some key techniques included behavioral and observations of foraging marmots to measure vigilance, including identification through trapping and marking. The experiment conducted was an observational study over several years in Colorado, recording the foraging and vigilance behaviors of individually marked yellow-bellied marmots through 2-minute focal observations from a distance. This behavior was then analyzed statistically with environmental data to assess influences on anti-predator vigilance. Some of the controls included was accounting for individual marmot identity, colony variations, temporal spatial factors, and distance to berry using mixed effects models. Blumstein uncovered research on yellow-bellied marmots has revealed that high-frequency alarm calling comes at a survival cost. He demonstrated that sound of fear is genetically passed down, confirming its importance for survival, and found that wildlife can become more tolerant of humans in disturbed areas. Some of his next steps include Research will continue to build on these findings, particularly using the long-term yellow-bellied marmot dataset from the Rocky Mountain Biological Laboratory. Some key focuses include investigating how environmental fluctuations influence the history trade-offs in animals, continuing to study whether behavioral traits like the propensity to alarm call are passed down genetically, or further investigating the evolutionary basis of non-linear sounds and alarm calls and how they encode fear. Conclusion is that Blumstein overall has accomplished amazing work with his research on the evolution of social and anti-predator behavior in animals. He is determined in his research and has demonstrated that he will take it to crazy measures like backcountry skiing for it. His work shows his passion in what he does, which is the most inspiring part to me. Thank you for watching.